Welcome guys to what is our first Football Manager 2023 video on this channel. I just wanted to make this video simply because we had an incredible season with Newcastle United in the Premier League, and we've won the Premier League by 5 points. It wasn't comfortable, but it was beautiful. Um, and some of you may be out here on Football Manager 2023 struggling, um, to get goals or to win games or to compete with some of the bigger clubs. And this formation, this tactic, it will allow you to do that even when you don't have the best of players. Um, it's fantastic. Give it a go and let me know what you think, please. I just wanted to show you the league table. As you can see here, we only lost three the whole season. They were all away games. Arsenal, Bournemouth, and Chelsea. The Chelsea result seems to be a one-off. I'll show you our fixtures in a second. Um, but yeah, pretty bad 5-0 loss away there. We drew 5 and we won 30, as you can see, unbeaten at home as well. We only lost our away games, 3 away games. So that's fantastic. Just looking at our win ratio here, 78% win ratio in the Premier League. Pretty incredible. Considering we're Newcastle. So yeah, this tactic and this formation just allows you to compete. I actually used it last season on FM2022, and I've slightly amended it and adapted it for FM2023 because the match engine is different, but it seems to be working. And I just wanted to make this video to put it out there. Hopefully, it allows you to compete and get some results. I just want to show you some of our fixtures. Well, I want to show you a whole fixture list. As you can see, we started off really well against Aston Villa, Leicester, and Nottingham Forest, scoring 14 goals in our first three, conceding 5. We also beat Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup. And then came that Chelsea game, that 5-0 away. Just didn't really perform. I was still getting used to the tactic here that went up against Chelsea with a positive mentality, which against the bigger clubs could harm you. Um, so I tend to use balanced instead. But I think against the smaller teams, going in positive will probably be fine. But anyway, following that 5-0 defeat, pretty great run up until the World Cup break, winning all of our games following the Chelsea defeat. But two, and one of those games where we didn't win, well, both of them were draws, but one of them was against Liverpool, where we actually got a point at Anfield with a 2-2 draw. Really great result for us. Pretty tight game, but the tactic will allow you to compete with these big clubs such as Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, who are pretty good in this game, Manchester United. It will just allow you to compete with them. As you can see, we actually beat Manchester United here 4-1. Anyway, after the World Cup break, we started off slow. That was my fault. I didn't arrange any friendlies, as you can see, but we live and we learn. The players weren't fit. Somehow managed to get 2 goals against Aston Villa at home, but lost on penalties in the Carabao Cup and then 2-0 loss against Bournemouth. But after 180 minutes in the tank, we were off and running again. And I mean, look at this run. After the Christmas break, we only lost 2. One was that Bournemouth game, which really we probably would have won if the players had a few friendlies before the season restarted. And then we lost away to Arsenal. 3-2 close game, but what can we do? We're actually a bit of a bittersweet win here against Arsenal. And I say bittersweet because we were knocked out not so long after that by Liverpool in the cup, in the FA Cup. But forget about the cups. Look at the Premier League results, especially near the end here. We had Manchester City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Manchester United, and we came away with 10 points. Incredible. These were crucial games to allow us to win the league, but we did it. And I just want to show you 2 of the games. I want to show you the Manchester City game and the Manchester United game, just to show you how the tactic works a bit. I'm just going to show you the goals. I'll just load those now, and here we are. Trippier got us off to a decent so he hit the post, and Shaw was there to tuck it in the 6th minute at the Etihad. They pinned us back straight away. The league lasted 4 or 5 minutes, and Marino equalised for Manchester City. And then they got another one not long after that, with a good ball here to Haaland, who, I mean, we all know what he's like in real life and on the game, who just uh, pokes it past Pope there. Pretty easy goal for them. But a minute or two after that, look, we press them in their half, we win the ball, get Isaac in behind the defensive line, who tucks you away. Great finish. And this formation, this tactic, it will allow you to win the ball in the opposition half and get goals like this. It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. And again, 82nd minute, you'll see this is a repeating pattern. A lot of the later stages, you get a lot of goals with this tactic. Simple cross to Tony at the back post, who just pokes it in, and we take 3 points home with us. Absolutely brilliant result. And I just want to show you some of the player ratings. Isaac, Tony, Bruno, Thomas, Shaw, all coming through. Pope as well had a great game. This formation, the tactic, that will allow your attacking players to get loads of goals, lots of assists, create lots of chances. Even Wilson came off the bench, and he managed to grab himself a goal. Give it a go, you won't regret it. I'm just going to show you one more game, the Manchester United game. Here's the Manchester United game. Again, similar to Man City, we don't start off well. Anthony setting up Casemiro there for the opener in the first 3-4 minutes of the game. And they get another goal in the 22nd/23rd minute of the game. Sancho playing Gabby through there, who, I mean, what a finish. What a great dink. There's not much you can do when goals like that go in against you. But before the half time, we managed to pull two back. Here's the first one. Just some poor defending from, I think that's Maguire there. Yeah, Maguire, poor defending, doesn't clear it. Maximin capitalizes on that. And here's our other goal. Again, Tony just winning the ball and tuck it in at the near post. Great finish. But again, Manchester United, and we're away. And they get a goal here, but at the back post, Varane with a nice little header to just make it 3-2 at half time. And this is what I mean. In the last embers of the game, you will get goals because of the way this tactic works, the way it presses the opposition. In the 77th minute, Tony scores to equalize it, and I'm thinking, oh, we're going away with 1 point, brilliant. But look at our team. We're squeezing them. We're forcing mistakes. Wood wins the ball there and tucks it past De Gea in the 80th minute. And just like that, we managed to get 3 points at Old Trafford. Just give this tactic a go. You will get lots of goals like that where the opposition makes mistakes, and you capitalize on that. Look at how the players perform. Tony, Maximin, Joelinton, they all had a fantastic game. Pope had to come off because he was like 6.3, 6.4 at 1 point. And Sakir came on and he had a really solid game. Wood again off the bench with a goal. But yes, your inside forwards and your strikers, advanced forwards, as you'll see, that's where we'll play them. They'll get lots of goals and lots of chances. In terms of some of the transfers that we made during this save, we brought in Kalulu in the January transfer window. We needed a centre back really badly. We only had three: Lascelles, Sharp, and Botman at that point, and we were rotating them. But injury issues. You always have to be aware of those. And I just want someone a bit faster, someone that we can have for the long term. And he's really good. He's going to develop into a great player, I think. We also brought in our star man, Ivan Toney. I don't think we would have won the season without him. We got him for 45.5 million. He's now between 80 to 88 million. I mean, we're not selling him. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be our main man because he's brilliant. He's consistent. His finishing is incredible. Gets into the right positions. Penalties are great. Works hard for the team. Give him a go. He's probably one of my favorite strikers on this game. He's just so good for the value. And then we brought in Renato Sanchez for 13.5 million. He was listed, and we brought him in. on the last day of the January transfer window. Sakir came in as well. We needed another goalkeeper. Baku, I brought him in at the start of the season. I just needed someone to rotate Trippier with. And Baku's a really, really good right back. He could start for any team. I think he's brilliant. Um, and who else did we bring? Yes, Andreas Schodrup. Apologies for the mispronunciation. I'm sure I mispronounced that. You guys know about this guy. He's a great player. And we brought in Ilias Acomac from Barcelona, who we loaned out to Oviedo in the Spanish B division. He's progressing well, and I think we're going to use him next season. He's going to be a right winger, I believe. And Mansberg, guys, if you haven't used this guy, sign him up. He's really cheap, 4.5 million, really well-rounded player. In 2-3 years' time, he'll develop into an incredible midfielder. Um, his statistics are already incredible for a 21-year-old. For the value that he is, give him a go. But he had a really good season for us as well. So those are some of the players we brought in. We I just want to show you the tactics now. It's a I call it a 4-2-4. Some people say it's a 4-4-2, but I say it's a 4-2-4 because of the two inside forwards here who, they're almost in line with the strikers at some point. So when you play the game, you'll see, um, and they really squeeze those defenders on the opposite team, and they force them to make errors, and the two midfielders step in as well when they win the ball, and you create lots of chances capitalizing on opposition errors. But anyway, let me just walk you through each position and the instructions I have on them, and then our tactical style in possession, in transition, and out of possession. Just starting off with the goalkeeper, you want a sweeper keeper on support, take more risks. Your wing back, you want to cross aim at the center of the ball, run wide with the ball, and you want to play as a wing back on automatic. Same on the other side, guys. And now the, you want two ball playing defenders. You can have a ball playing defender and a centre back, depending on who you have, but I prefer to play two ball playing defenders. One of them put on dribble more and mark tighter. The dribble more will force him to, when he has the ball, sometimes get up the field, and you end up having sort of three in midfield, which allows you to outnumber the opposition at times when you attack. And you have a ball playing defender or centre back, just leave it and take more risks and hold position. Nothing too fancy there. You want a ball winning midfielder with shoot less often, dribble less, take fewer risks, hold position, and tackle harder. And you want a roaming playmaker, apologies, with take more risks and roam from position. The inside forward, you want on attack, you want dribble more, cut inside with the ball, take more risks, cross less often, and get further forward. Same on the other side. And we have two advanced forwards, slightly different instructions. You want one of them to roam from their position and move into channels, and you want the other one to shoot more often, stay wider, and move into channels. Those are our play instructions and their positions. In terms of our style in possession, you want your attacking width to be fairly wide. You want to pass into space. You want to overlap on the left and right flanks and play out of defense. Your passing directness, you want it to be standard, and the tempo, you want it to be high. And you want to work the ball into the box with mixed crosses in the final third. In transition, you want to counter press, you want to counter, distribute quickly, distribute to the fullbacks and centre backs, and out of position, you want a high line of engagement and much higher defensive line. What this does is it literally makes the opposition players play in a really compact space where your players can capitalize on any errors. Because the space is quite compact, you often have 2-3 players from your team closing down the opposition, and it forces them to make mistakes. And when you prevent short keeper distribution, they're forced to go long, and your centre backs win the ball, and you start your attack. Now, because you're playing a much higher defensive line, one thing I must warn you of is that you often get caught in with long balls over the top. But I actually noticed that um, when I brought in some faster defenders, it wasn't that much of an issue. So just keep in the back of your minds, it may happen, but if you have some good quality fast defenders or defenders that can read the game, I think you'll be fine. But it is a risk. But if you just look at the data hub, you will outscore your opposition. I mean, with this team, which was a pretty average team, we'll have some solid players, but it's not a finalized product. It's not the team that will win you the Champions League. But we're getting 2.79 goals per game and conceding 1.34 goals per game. Um, so you're outscoring your opposition, and when you're having 20, almost 20, 19 shots per game, you will get lots of goals, and you will get those games where you win 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. So give it a go. In terms of going forward, I'm thinking to actually turn this Newcastle save into a series. But let me know if that is something you'd like to see. Uh, I mean, as you saw, we just won the Prem. We won the Manager of the Year, which is fantastic. The board's given us 100 million to spend. So I think I'll do my transfers and I'll upload the first episode after that. But let me know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you enjoyed the tactic. I hope it works out for you. Um, I think it would, especially if you start off really well with it and you generate some momentum. I think you could become unstoppable. Especially with the bigger teams, you will be unstoppable. But with those teams, the Newcastles, the Leicesters, to an extent, Brighton, Crystal Palace, I think you could do really well with this tactic. But please give it a go and let me know what you think. Thank you very much, guys.